Chapter 6, Art of Interrogation. Now playing as Carrie, you follow Meridian into the corridor, running to keep up with his quick pace. The pilot's awake. Is she okay? What about her injuries? Just a little disoriented, but has otherwise made a full recovery. That's good news. The hard part's over. Meridian glances sideways at you, raising his eyebrow. Literal side eye. For me it is. As the captain, you have a lot of work left to do. You need to talk to the pilot, figure out who she is and where to put her. She can't stay in the med bay forever. Right. You can either say, I shouldn't have a problem doing that, or this job is never simple. I don't like complaining right away. Right, I shouldn't have a problem doing that. This'll be easy, I'm a great conversationalist. You seem very confident about this. Confidence is half the battle. As you round the corner and step into the medbay, you see a muscular Lectra blocking your path. Stranger. Ooh, my, shut me down, Jeremy. Shut up, V. Get out of here. I'm like shoving her out of my face at this point. Like, stop, it won't work. The Lectra moves to the side to prevent Meridian from slipping past her, then turns to you with a half salute. Morning, you must be the captain. Yes, Captain Alara. Who are you? Meridian angrily maneuvers around the Lectra to head further inside, grumbling under his breath. Someone who needs to get out of my way. Name's Kepler. I'm your new security officer. I'll be handling any security or safety-related issues you have from now on. And then you could once again either hit on her super boldly, or this time you're getting angry. I don't know. Guess I gotta get angry unless I want to sexually harass my employee. I don't know. She's kind of an employee here. Now she's telling me she is, so she is. Okay. Everything goes through me first. I'm the captain. I'm in charge here. Nothing should be handled without my authorization. Got it? Unfazed, Kepler winks at you. Whatever you say, Cap. No need to go supernova on me. As you look down at Kepler's short frame, you realize something, which, once again, every time they say short frame, I'm taking so many headcanon liberties to be like, I'm imagining that the Lectra are, like, smaller than most human, like, that she's, like, 3 foot tall, so the scene of her physically blocking Meridian at the door, who's, like, taller than, so, like, Meridian's, like, 25 feet tall or something, is, like, extra funny. Anyway, moving on from that, or maybe I took even longer to move on from that in the video. I don't know what else I was saying the first time I took this video. Jeez, click on these. Okay. Wait, new security officer, haven't you been here since we boarded on the space station? Nope, I was hired by Artemis after your first officer reported your unexpected passenger. She wants some extra security to protect the luxury passengers and their fabulous lifestyle. How'd you get on board mid-flight? It's easy, you got no security system or alert protocols of any kind. Anyone could get in. Security breach, you left the Atlas open to potential threats. Luxury ship. Well, okay, here's the thing. Like, that's another reason I don't want to give anyone else more reasons to hate this book, because I like this book. But a point of ire I have that I haven't seen pointed out before, there's a lot of times when your MC is, like, stupid in ways that no one would be. Like, how? Are you kidding me? You didn't think anyone would want it? Okay. I mean, I think Kepler immediately, like, puts him in line for this. But come on, like, I'm down for Carrie to be, like, a little bit of a bimbo, but not that stupid. I don't know if you noticed, Cap, but your passengers are insanely rich. Every thief in the galaxy wants to steal from them. Meridian pops his head back in the alcove doorway, ignoring Kepler and speaking directly to you. Carrie, I just got a call about an accident in the kitchen. Sounds like a crew member had an issue with the fryer. Nearly set the whole place on fire. Is everyone okay? A few individuals have burns I'll need to tend to. In the meantime, you're gonna have to move that debris. We need these pods empty. No problem. We'll take her somewhere more secluded to properly interrogate her. Interrogate her? And this is, yeah, like, just in over his head, Carrie, is the level that I'm at. Not, like, stupid ass. Interrogate her? That's not in my job description. I'm the captain of a luxury ship. Interrogations weren't part of my training. So Artemis hired me as your security officer. Kepler rolls up her sleeves. I'll find out if this so-called pilot is a threat. over Kepler's shoulder, you can see the pilot slide off her bed and start walking toward you.
Where am I?
You're aboard. Doesn't matter where you are, not until we get to the bottom of this. Kepler grabs the pilot by the arm and starts leading her towards the door. We're gonna need you to come with us.
What's going on? Who are you?
Kepler guides the pilot down the hall and into the empty control room before releasing her. We've been wondering the same thing about you. Let's try this again. We ask the questions, you answer. What are you really doing out there? Were you even attacked, or was it nothing more than an elaborate ruse to draw us in?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The pilot looks at you pleadingly. I think I'm gonna still go with the same thread of like, this is moving so fast, and Carrie's like, I thought this was a vacation cruise, what the fuck?
Kepler, don't attack her. She just got out of the med bay.
Exactly, this would be the opportune time for her to strike. Kepler moves closer to the pilot, who backs against the data screen. Still, who are you? What are you?
I'm an employee.
We can see that. Give us a name.
Everyone calls me Hizzy.
Thank you for cooperating with us. I'm Captain Ilara. She's only telling us the bare minimum amount of information. She smashes her fist down on the monitor closest to Hizzy. The unmarked uniform, the scrubbed clean ship, it all makes sense. You're on the run.
Maybe.
And we know why she's running. Don't we, Cap? Yes. She's probably you could say, drug lord, spy, or deserter. I don't know. Should I make him correct? Okay. She's probably a spy. She must have infiltrated the enemy in the Civil War. Exactly. Couldn't be clearer. Izzy hangs her head in defeat.
Yes, I am, but I never wanted to be. I don't get to pick my assignments.
Kepler paces around Izzy with her arms behind her back. Her security officer locks eyes with you. Don't let her distract you from what we need to know. You take a moment to examine Hizzy, from the flawless seams in her suit to her evenly cropped hair and perfect posture. You should be asking who she's a spy for, the Vanguard or the Jura? She's definitely a spy for the Vanguard. She's a Vanguard soldier. Hizzy gazes at you steadily.
Of course I am. I'm fighting to defend this galaxy, not destroy it.
Guessed right about you then. Hizzy takes a deep breath and nods slowly.
For months, I've been living among the Jura, worried that my cover would be blown. I was terrified of what would happen, and when they found out who I was, I barely managed to escape alive.
How'd you get discovered? The pilot averts her eyes, wringing her hands together.
I was following orders from the Vanguard. The Jura barricaded themselves in and were refusing to surrender.
Kepler stops pacing. As Hizzy raises her head, Kepler fixes her with a cold, hard stare. You did something to the soldiers in that camp, didn't you? Did you have the decency to look in their eyes as you killed them? Did you do it in their sleep?
I didn't mean to kill anyone.
Oh shit, they literally put in the line, I was just following orders, because they're doing that. What kind of orders? You watch as tears trickle down Hizzy's cheeks.
My Vanguard contact told me to poison the water. He said the Jura would be forced to surrender once we cut off the water supply.
This is some shit where I'm like, Pixelberry, you're delving too far into actual world events without actually following through. You know, like they're taking a little bit of like Nazi symbolism. They're taking a little bit of shit from actual like water crisis that's like still going on now. Anyway, I'm following through with my thread of Carrie just being like, what is happening? So all of those related choices. I can't even begin to process this. I'm not equipped to deal with something like this. I promise you, I truly believed they would surrender. I never thought things would spin out of control so quickly. I've heard all I need to for now. Kepler takes you by the arm, leading you into the corridor and out of earshot of Z. Vanguard and Draw armies are both searching for this pilot. We need to get her off the ship. How do we do that? We're in the middle of space. Safest place to call a military escort. Kepler fixes you with an intense stare as she places her hand on your shoulder. You gotta decide whether to hand her back to the Vanguard to fight another day, or turn her over to the Girard to be tried as a war criminal. You're interrupted as Adara and Leona rush down the corridor towards you. Kepler slips away as abruptly as she appeared.
Captain Alara, darling, we heard the rumors that came straight away. Are you really throwing passengers in the brig?
Locking them up? No, of course not. Everything is fine. No need to worry. We don't even have a brig. Adara fans herself dramatically.
Thank the stars, that would be simply scandalous.
As you try to herd them away from the door, Leona purses her lips together.
It may not be a rabble-rousing passenger, but we know you're hiding something.
They continue down the corridor, and you let out a huge sigh of relief. Now all I have to do is figure out the fight on the pilot, okay?
I wish I could give you words of wisdom, Carrie, but we know all the same things.
V lets out a shocked beat.
I know. You should ask Eos and Pax for advice.
Good idea, V. I'm sure they'll have plenty of opinions about what I should do.
Don't worry, Carrie. I'm with you no matter what you decide.
You head to the hangar bay where you find Eos working on his Marshall fighter ship. He glances at your expression and strides over to you. I know that look. Tell me everything. You quickly relay everything you learned about the pilot. And now I need to decide what to do. I can't even begin to imagine what the pilot has been through. You say that like you know something about it. Not exactly. I know being undercover is like.
You went undercover? Kept it a secret from me? You could have died undercover and I never would have known?
You're the first on my list to be contacted if anything ever happened to me.
You expect me to calm you every time I'm in mild danger, but you don't even tell me when your life is on the line?
I was ordered not to tell anyone. It would have endangered everyone involved. Still, you could have said something. I suppose I could have handled it differently. A buzzing sound emits from the fighter ship. I've got to finish up the diagnostics test on my ship. Once I'm done, I'll comm you. I'll need as much information about the Vanguard as I can get to help me make this decision about his Z. I've got plenty. I could even cook you peel on like when we were kids and tell you whatever you want to know about my time undercover. I'll hold you to that. I wouldn't expect anything less. After a bit of searching, you find your sister reassembling gears in the simulation room. Hey Pax, I thought you'd still be inspecting every inch of the pilot's ship. Pax wipes grease off her forehead as she turns to you.
Hiya, bro. Haven't gotten to it yet. I was on my way when I got a comm requesting to fix the simulator. Someone kicked a ball right into the controls during a kill squatch simulation.
Control should be better protected. I'll look into getting a safeguard to prevent that.
That'd save me a whole lot of trouble in the future.
Speaking of trouble, you fill Pax in about his Z and the situation as quickly as you can. When I took this job, I thought my biggest problem would be passengers requesting softer pillows.
I think what the pilot did is wrong. Messing with the water supply is completely unethical.
Yeah, this is one of those where they're like, the draw constantly struggling for water access. I'm like, oh, they are bringing that up, man. I feel like this is not the place, not the game, they didn't write this well enough to be able to do this. I don't know. Should I even get into this now?
How do you know that? When I ran away from home and was living on Antiope, I saw how important water is to the draw. The group I found refuge with there taught me how to survive and the gravity of everything they're fighting for.
Yeah, this is where I'm like, come on, man, they already used that weird Nazi line earlier, and now they're talking about water access when that's still, like, super a problem right now in the United States. Like, I don't know, they just awkwardly wrote it in without giving it enough anything. I don't know. Water is life in real life, you guys. Miwashoni. Pex, I never knew where you disappeared to. We didn't hear from you for a long time after you ran away.
I know, I just needed some time to figure things out on my own.
Pax tightens one of the bolts inside the simulation controls, then slides the panel shut.
Actually, I'm about to test out an entire piece simulation if you want to stick around, showing you where I used to live with the draw might even help your decision.
V suddenly begins beeping excitedly.
Carrie, popular alert, you're getting a comm.
Go ahead and patch it through, V. A holographic projection of Eos appears in the simulation room. Brother, my ship diagnostics test is complete. If you head over now, I'll get the pillion started.
Hey, big bro, I didn't know your culinary masterpieces came with a side of advice.
You glance back and forth between your siblings. I need all the help I can get making this decision about the pilot. We're both here for you, Carrie.
Whatever you need.
I'm like, I don't know, as you can see, I'm literally one diamond short of buying the one with both of them. But I'm like, oh, would that mean they all have dinner together? I kind of want that, but I don't have it. Anyway, the thing that I feel is necessary is to make good on my promise, because I hate that they literally, I mean, I don't hate it. It makes it a good diamond choice, I guess. Well, actually it doesn't, but I'll see that. But I don't hate, but I am like, damn it about the fact that he like literally promised him, he's like, I'll be right back, like, call me in a second and then we'll have dinner. And then you have to pay to do it? Like, oh, what a... Come on. Anyway, you gotta do it because he promised him and because that's a cute ass thing. And because I don't relate to the Vanguard at all, so I'm like, okay, tell me something about them because they seem like evil asses so far. Sorry, Pex, I promised Eos I'd let him cook dinner for me. Exactly. Thank you for literally saying in the script that is exactly what you just promised like 5 or fewer minutes ago and said you'd be right back.
Alright, but I expect leftovers.
I think we can manage that. As Pax turns back to the simulation controls, you head over to the marshal quarters. As you enter the marshal quarters, you take a look around, inhaling the smell of fresh pillion. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going with that. Brother, I'm so glad you came. Quit calling each other brother so much. Love what you've done with the place, Eos. So these are your quarters. Let me guess, the messy bed is yours and Zakai's is the bed with the perfectly tucked in quarters. You know me too well. It was the one thing I always got dinged on at the academy. Just the one thing. Besides using my dashing good looks to convince one of the instructors to raise a few of my scores. You can't fool me, brother. Like, do they literally just keep calling him brother that much just to remind you, like, he's not a love interest, don't go there. Anyway, cute, looks like he's making, these are like, I guess, kwabeki, guys, like, based on the way they're described. Eos cuts long slices of fluffy dough, twisting them into shapes before putting them in a fryer. Or I guess there's filling in them, so they're not quite like kwabeki. They already look good. Those are cool on the rack over there. I put your what the hell is it? Drusel creme? What is that? I'd get out of here. All these space ingredients. Okay, so now you have to make one for him, and they're gonna give you the little choice of like. I always thought it was strange that your favorite filling as a kid was a vegetable. I didn't want to rot my teeth like Pax. You certainly scared her into thinking she would. And then, yeah, okay, here's your choice of, like, do you make it right or make it wrong? First of all, why do you have something called bristle seed pudding, or why does Eos have it? I'm like, what is that for? Why do you have a gross ingredient like that? Anyway, he's making you dinner, Carrie, and he already made yours just the way that you like it, so do him the courtesy of doing it the same way for him and being nice. Nice bros. Okay. You sit down at the table, blah, 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 blah. We're eating food. Here's my complaint, that this scene is like mostly just donut shit. and like not shit about the Vanguard, which is the whole reason I came here and paid for this and this exists in the first place. Anyway. As you eat, you notice a badge of honor hung up on the wall with your brother's name etched into it. In it. You nod in its direction. Is that from your time undercover? Eos looks over at the plaque and nods with pride. My former partner Oberon and I each got one. It was for demonstrating extraordinary fortitude above and beyond the call of duty. So why were you undercover? You were sent to infiltrate a criminal organization that had taken over a planet's ration supply and were robbing its leaders. Selling the rations for profit. At first, the citizens paid the fees, but as the prices rose, they couldn't afford to anymore. You're hoarding rations? Why didn't the Vanguard step in sooner? Couldn't the Vanguard have stopped these criminals from taking over in the first place? It's not that simple, Carrie. Members of the planet's local government were working with the criminals. We had to figure out how to take down everyone in their organization so it could never happen again. How long were you undercover? About 6 months. It's a long time. I had to be on my guard constantly. Everything I said, everything I did was a calculated risk. Your brother looks out the viewport at the swirling stars for a moment, lost in thought. I was lucky to have Oberon with me. Even when I thought our cover had been blown, he had to make me laugh. He sounds like a good partner to have in that kind of situation. I couldn't have asked for better. I can't imagine facing that without him. Dios places his hand on top of yours. The Vanguard pilot we rescued is probably alone for months, forced to watch over her shoulder every second of every day. I'm sure she was talking to her, was giving her orders. You trail off as Eos shakes his head. When you're undercover, you rarely receive orders. You're forced to operate with only small amounts of information at a time. It must feel so isolating. Once I found myself questioning orders when a young kid came to me begging for water, but I knew helping her could have blown my cover, and hundreds would have continued to... Okay, here's... You can tell the accent starts to fall apart and falter, A, all the time, and B, when I'm thinking about plot bullshit. And this is one where I'm like, I paid for this whole scene for you to describe what's good about the Vanguard and what was hard about this, and you really don't describe it at all. Like, I in my mind already made up better backstories for this same story, like why he couldn't have shared water with a child, like maybe if he had an IV of water that he couldn't conspicuously give to a child, or maybe if he's in like a crowded like room, or you know, like a, I don't want to say camp, but they're already kind of going there, like, you know, like held captive with other people, where like he would literally immediately be trampled to death and the water would just be spilled in the frenzy if anyone saw that there was water. Like, I don't know, off the top of my head, I kind of came up with better explanations than I couldn't do it because the needs of the many and the few, don't you know? Carrie, like, come on, write more than 2 sentences. They wrote so much about the donuts, the vegetable donuts. Turning away a kid asking for water. And then once again, it's like, you didn't give me enough information to even make a choice or opinion here, even though that's the whole reason I came here. Okay, but I will say, well, based on that, exactly what I will say is, I don't know what I would have done in that situation. Since you didn't tell me jack shit that I really asked for, Eos. I mean, click on the next one. Sorry, I guess I was talking when I took the video. I was probably still talking. Okay. There's no right decision when it comes to making that kind of choice. So what happened? The moment we'd obtained enough evidence to lock up everyone involved, we sent the information to the Vanguard. But our comms were monitored, and they ambushed us. We spent several days in the med bay, recovering from blaster wounds. You got shot? Why didn't you tell me sooner? You almost died and you never told me? I wasn't allowed to tell anyone. But you could have told me after it happened. Your brother sighs. As time went on, it felt easier. not to talk about it. You involve yourself in everything I do while shutting me out of your own life. I never did it to hurt you, Carrie. I know. You let the last bite of the crumbly pastry dissolve on your tongue, then pick up your dish. Let me help you with these. Don't worry about it, I've got this. He clears the dishes from the table and carries them over to the sink. In the future, they sort of sink. Can't remember the last time I saw you clean anything up. The guy said he'd throw out whatever wasn't put away by tonight. He already knows you'll leave the dishes stacked in the sink for weeks at a time if left unchecked. I'm surprised you never threatened to do the same to Pax and me when we were kids. There were a couple times I was tempted. After turning on the washer, thank you for finally making it say that it's an automatic washer and not a sink in fucking like 4019 or whatever when we already have dishwashers in the present. Anyway, Eos comes over and places his hand on your shoulder. Oops, I was still talking about dishwashers. It means a lot. You took the time to talk to me. Of course. Besides, it's hard to turn down Pyongyang. History of espionage about your brother and blah blah blah. I hope learning about what it's like to be undercover will help you with your... it would have if you had really told me anything, dude. And also, I would have liked to have a little more of like him telling Carrie about Oberon or something, because I feel like Carrie knows about his and Oberon's relationship, but like, you know, I don't know if that's because Eos has actually told him, or if because it's just like he can figure it out, obviously. But that would have been another nice thing to include. Anything but the donuts, guys. Anything but having it focus 80% on the donuts. Anyway, yeah, he's like, well, not wrong, we mostly just ate donuts. I know you'd never punish someone for following orders. Now you can see why the pilot deserves to be returned safely to the Vanguard. Eos turns back to the dishes, and within moments, the water has drowned out the pounding in your head. As you step onto the bridge, you find Sol waiting for you. Lieutenant Lara, I need to speak with you. This is about the pilot. I haven't made my decision yet. Just give me some more time to think. Sol shakes his head. There is no more time. I spoke with Artemis. Every second the pilot remains is putting the Atlas at risk. Bring the war closer to us. But she has to understand. She made it clear the pilot needs to be off the ship immediately. Now playing as Pax. After fixing the simulator, you step into the hangar bay and take in the sight of the mysterious pilot's ship. Wow. You approach the ship on your tiptoes and tentatively reach out a hand. Though damaged, its artful curves are smooth beneath your fingertips. Alone at last. Let's see what makes you tick. As you lean under one of the wings, Holmes suddenly appears at your side. Hello there! You jump, whacking your head on the underside of the wing. Holmes doesn't seem to notice. Looks like you're a fan of the Scepter X class too. I hope you haven't finished searching it yet. I had a bit of a mess to clean up in the kitchen, but I came as fast as I could, so can I help?
Look over it together.
Guys, I'm starting to ship it. I mean, I have to admit, well, first of all, the first time I played it, I was just like, get out of here, Space Maxwell, I don't want to listen to you, but now I fucking love Holmes, and I think he's so cute. I think he's very endearing, and I also think that, you know, Pax, especially the way she was talking about the ship, is maybe, like, not gay, but, like, techno-robo-sexual. She's, like, totally over-dating biological beings, and Holmes, like, is like, oh shit, I'm mostly metals and polymers, like, come on. I feel like they're both some space version of queer, which, you know, once again, queer is already an expansive term in 2019. There's already lots of genders in 2019. I'm not being sarcastic about that. I genuinely believe that. And, you know, 4019, there's lots more species and shit, so of course there's more genders. Of course they're both some type of space queer.
Look over it together. I'd love some company. You can help me salvage some parts.
Holmes leans back, his eyes wide. No one's ever just said yes before. Oh, little guy. You get little love points with him, and Pax's hearts are a cute, like, seafoam green color.
Well, I'm saying it now. There's not a better programmer on the Atlas.
Holmes beams at you. Oh, I don't know about that, but I'm glad you think so. Holmes runs his hand along the side of the ship, where the smooth metal gives way to a gaping hole. The Scepter's one of my favourite models. It's a work of art, and to see it like this, all broken up.
I get what you mean. I've always wanted to look inside one, but I always imagined it'd be whole.
You sigh and give Holmes a small shrug.
At least the parts are ours now.
Just tell me what to look for.
Anything and everything that could help the Atlas.
You both duck into the ship and take a look around.
Look at this. Can't even tell it's Vanguard.
Vanguard?
Kerry told me everything. The pilot is a spy.
I've never met a spy. Maybe Kai will let me talk to her.
I don't even want to look at her. What she did to those giraffe. Maybe she's hiding something. Let's look around.
After a quick search, you notice a keypad under the navigation controls.
Holmes, come here. Looks like we need a code.
Holmes leans close as he looks over your shoulder. Actually, if you just press here... Holmes pops open a secret compartment. Inside, you can see a power cycler, some cargo, and thousands of gears.
We're in.
I thought that would work. Every keypad lock has a slight depression where the panel falls away to allow access. Holmes stops short, his mouth falling open as he looks at something you can't see.
What's over there?
Holmes moves out of the way, revealing a fucking diamond grab that I'm gonna talk over once again. Yeah, this is some... Look at the guns! Another ship. Yeah, this is... I'm not interested in all the different things where they have incomplete ships or whatever. I mean, I'm a little... This one's a little bit better because they're actually salvaging a ship for scrapped parts. But in general, I'm not interested in the fact that, like, oh, every ship needs a new upgrade every couple seconds, but they're not that particularly interesting. Anyway, okay, leave the guns alone, leave the guns alone. Shots not fired.
They sound stellar, but I don't think we need guns for a luxury ship.
I guess you're right. Let's keep searching. You begin to take apart the subspace transceiver, carefully disconnecting gears and transferring coolant from one container to another. Wait a sec. Holmes rummages through the compartment, pushing away spare parts to show you a bright circle of purple light radiating from the multiflux reactor core.
What is it?
Encrypted memory core. It's pretty advanced security. Don't have one of these unless you really want to hide something.
Maybe we could find some more information for Kerry. Holmes, do you think you could hack it?
On it! I won't let you or our captain down. Holmes opens a small panel at the bottom of the glowing light, then hits several buttons in quick succession. Whew! It's unlocked! Suddenly the purple light turns a dark, menacing red, and the Scepter's alarm blares.
Holmes, what did you do?
Oh no, I had to think he's to the left instead of the right.
Can you fix it?
Holmes's fingers fly over the controls. Nothing's working. The Scepter's set to self-destruct.
We've got to get out of here.
You jump to your feet and dash out of the ship. Grab hold. You take hold of Holmes' hand and run for the hangar bay door. Just a little further. You lace your fingers through his and squeeze.
We can make it.
You reach the door and open it together, dashing into the corridor beyond. What now?
Close the door.
Together, you slam the door shut, just as a huge explosion racks the ship. Oh. The force of the blast knocks you against the opposite wall, and you sink to the floor. Pops, are you alright? You struggle to get to your feet, but slip, Holmes is right there, gently lifting you up by your elbows.
I think I'm okay. The blast just knocked me off my feet.
Roll my finger with your eyes. We've got to make sure you don't have a concussion. You watch as he moves his hands slowly back and forth.
You could be a medic's assistant with that technique.
Already in my head that. He might injure me. He smiles sheepishly. Thought I'm somewhat of a crisis expert. It's a side effect of being the cause of a lot of them. The sound of a second explosion rockets through the hangar bay.
That can't be good.
You move to the door, watching through the small window as the hangar bay pulses with flames, and the fiery remains of the pilot's ship smash into the air shield control panel. What are we gonna do? We can't breathe without the air shield.
We're gonna need to make an emergency landing.